A million here, a million there. I need a big jar.
A milli, a milli, a milli, a milli, a milli,
You have
a
a big
milli,
jar.
a milli.
I want to put some conditioner in there for my mom.
Big jar. This one says, I need only a brilliant simple means of living, working 100% integrated together. This home office and shop studio also needs to be wholly over-the-road mobile. The underside of my king-size bed will be a stainless steel king-size fabrication table. The interior of this convertible industrial recreational vehicle will be gradually filled with my idea prototypes. CIRV means convertible industrial recreational vehicle. This serve will be the place from within the limits of which I will succeed for real. Though I may quickly move on to something else, I will be there when I need a base. I knew a decade ago that a lack of foundation would guarantee my failure. I can make a million times what I need to succeed, but I can't sell myself out. Oh wait, that was not what I meant to write. I meant to write, this email may very well be rather long and basically crazy. Just about everything great is also crazy. It's definitely possible that I'm out of my mind entirely. Enlightenment is too big to fit inside, even the giant is mine. The only book I ever wrote was called Giant Chase. I was a little kid. I combine split words as if I'm effectively obsessed. I need to share a hell of a lot with all those people I need. I've been high on mostly kind of weed for a decade and a half straight. I am undeniably at least an entirely bright, meaningful pipe dreamer. I will almost certainly be getting my own HBO show. I'll be investing everything I invented without any reservation in said show. The goal of the show will be making an extraordinary story come true. I just think all these things. Nothing is just. I sometimes smoke over 3 packs of cigarettes a day. In terms of benefits, there's no comparison between cigarettes and marijuana. I believe that weed absolutely needs to be legalized. I will only build not for profits and for profits. As many as 90% of you do not yet possess the capacity to understand. It is not my intent to condescend, and I am speaking to no single individual. History is unadmitted ignorance, and respect for it can affect oppression. My life changed a lot the day I almost successfully tried to commit suicide. I was conceived on the 4th of July in Sarah, Pennsylvania. I will likely never publish a single thing totally on my own. I have invented 120 individual things, 60 of which are literally legitimate. The 60 ideas I call illegitimate exist for the sake of creating entertainment. I was born by force on April 3rd, 1973, my father's birthday. My mother was harmlessly insane in that awfully neurotic way. I started smoking cigarettes after having to prevent my best friend's suicide. I grew up in the nicest house on the block, in the center of the block. I plan on building a massive philanthropic casino in the Sahara Desert. Glass Vegas, registered, will manufacture billions of brilliant things with gambling losses. The heart of Glass Vegas is a nearly self-rotating field of solar mirrors. Resident employee owners will consume only about $10,000 a year. Resident employee owners will generate about $250,000 a year. That other $240,000 will quite literally go towards saving the world. Las Vegas will be operated basically by a phenomenal online democracy. Las Vegas will be composed of hundreds of thousands of greenhouses. By greenhouses, we mean houses which are also greenhouses, all glass. Our primary goal is the establishment of sustainable broadband power. Las Vegas will desalinate incomprehensible quantities of seawater. Las Vegas will lose very little water, mostly in the food it exports. When a 900 square foot greenhouse costs $1,000 and you have millions, what if you could build 1 million greenhouses for only $1 billion? I imagine we'd export most of the food we grow and import inferior foodstuffs. Las Vegas will split huge quantities of water into hydrogen and oxygen. Las Vegas will actually manufacture enlightened society franchises. It is my hope that these societies will be given away to the world's poorest. All other things being equal, why not hire the poorest person in the world for your union? To exploit the poor for profit is shit, but to exploit them to end poverty is different. There are at least 100 million very good people in the world. By very good people, I mean those who always would give more than they take. The larger the number of givers you unite, the larger the permanent surplus. There are certainly effective constitutions and tests for weeding out assholes. Think what might happen if no one had to worry about being stabbed in the back. Rush Limbaugh is being paid $400 million for 8 years of talking smart shit. That's only $40 for each of his at least 10 million listeners. The advertisers that pay for this need to make at least triple that in profits back. My show will be paid for directly by the fans as 100% owners of it. That same $400 million with our show will go to build a $400 million thing. The president of the company and the host of the show will have no vote. The show needs to be on a network or channel where everyone can say fuck. Great things don't happen by accident. Toilet paper is insanely antiquated, wasteful, and can get shit on your fingers. The show itself is about how to actually create greatness live. The commercials on the show are actually humorous investmercials. Unlike any corporation in the world, we will immediately broadcast our ideas. We believe that the love of the public is worth more than exclusive rights to ideas. Anyone with a great idea will be handed a great job for life, but no riches. We get great ideas given to us because people know what we do with them. We manufacture with the intent to minimize planetary demand for our products. We manufacture exclusively for people who realize that we're actually family. We are essentially family super capitalists, or I guess, business communists.
Keep talking over them.
We believe in bringing the efficiency of business to the business of living. We believe that the single highest tax in the land should be on waste. There is no we. There is no we in team. Peanut butter crunch with one ripe blueberry spoonful is ridiculously good. The world is actually burning, so if you're actually happy, you don't need me. It appears that, for the moment at least, if I can't smoke, I can't write. The idea of international human union is a completely real one. Where'd it go? Your skepticism in the face of grand plans is wholly understandable. History really has been a ridiculous bitch and given us little reason to hope. George Bush got so played, I almost feel sorry for the stuttering little bitch. What does it matter if I'm not politically correct, for I'm not a politician? Voters should not enact a referendum to practically tax those who don't vote. It should be a privilege to lead free people, not a way to get oneself wealthy. Uncle Sam is a bastard who threw off his mother country and has got problems. Money doesn't make the world go round, giant cosmic forces do, you douche. You're only called a douche if you actually say the cliche I was hating. I'm a child and I like to call people names, though it doesn't make me auto-wrong. I'd give anything for a video parrot with high-definition eyes and speakability. Why aren't they called car Rajas? We can all get along, at least on the macro scale, only not just, by no means. Take pictures of fires whenever you see a shape or image that is indisputable. The same with clouds. I informally do work constantly on an album named Rap Practice. It could also be called I Can't Rap Practice. By rap I mean language, though I guess I'll need background music too.
I like that.
What? The line? It's a good album name. Kind of.
And what money makes the world go round? Something else doesn't, you had to do. What are you talking about?
It says money doesn't make the world go round, giant cosmic forces do, you douche. Nobody. The problem is that I'm phenomenally self-conscious and unself-centered. Apocalypse Nazis is a crazy name I couldn't stop myself from writing. I have perhaps 7 inventions which exhibit Rolodextrosity. Any idea which receives sufficient investment will be manufactured. I hope that Apple falls to a hostile takeover bid by its fans as a democracy. I wrote everything up till now and a bit after watching a zombie movie. I do not generally watch zombie movies, although a few recently have been fun. To maintain my commitment to not editing this list, I did not erase idiotic number 106. I cut off a toe.
Wait, which one was 106?
I do not generally watch zombie movies. I cut off a toe when my dad put me on a tractor without a blade safety guard. I somehow ended up spending 10 days going to Beverly Hills High School. I lied and actually just erased a bullshit number 110 and 111, for they were too poor. Have you noticed our country has almost no good public fountains or bathrooms? Do you think there's not a bullshit reason for number 111? The people of this spoiled country are mostly not the ones we need. It is possible that I will only publish my living will and base my legacy on that. Even my will would be enactable only by a democracy of all those who bought it. I was supported for my 35 years, purportedly in return for dedicating my life. I have tens of thousands of hours of conversation recorded digitally on audio. I have thousands of hours of conversations recorded digitally on video. You would most definitely not want to be me. Apart from the work I do, I have almost zero self-control. It is fortunate that the work I do positively depends on honesty. And
Window shut.
huh?
Window shut.
I'm thinking about marijuana and the legalization of it in Las Vegas. The greatest arguments for the legalization of weed have not previously been seen. THC seems to me to effectively disconnect oneself from the weight of one's memory. This lightning effect should allow one's mind to rise, which is why it's called high. It is an easy means of elevating one's perception above the walls of the box. The not yet fully proverbial box of ultimately false knowledge is topless. Well, I guess meditation provides the same basic escape. Who has fucking time? We absolutely and unconditionally do not teach our children of their own ignorance. Only those who know God don't. THC doesn't actually let you go anywhere, it simply lets you see bigger pictures. Seeing bigger pictures can easily demotivate a person to do bullshit work. I do believe that no one ever died from an overdose of weed. If every smoker gave a political action committee 1 week's worth of weed money, it would be legal. It is simply a fact that I've been high for 15 years without any exceptions. A single movie about the legalization of weed should be able to enact that. I want to travel the country and use GPS to plant millions of free weed trees. After many years of smoking weed, it will begin to annoy the living shit out of you. If weed affects the virility of man, then why do the powers that be give a fuck? That weed is 100 times easier to grow at home kills it in Nevada versus alcohol are illegality. You can, in fact, grow the greatest weed on the face of our Mother Nature at home. Trying to brew great alcohol at home is just about positively impossible. You must choose 2 of these. 3. Play to win, play to learn, play to enjoy. Weed should cost what broccoli does, except that you can't tax homegrown smoke. It's an absolute travesty, all things considered, that weed is still illegal. I sometimes tie a rope between trees in the yard, forget, and clothesline myself. I'm pissed, having forgotten a good one, eating Rice Krispies with blueberries. I believe that performance athletics shoes should have webs between all the toes. I pray for the reality of Quebexis, which is a seceded union of Texas and Quebec. And the last one just says weed, nicotine, gambling, glass, hydrogen, hydroponics, film, democracy, enlightenment.
Saying Texas and Quebec and Canada?
Yeah.
What about
Quebexis and Quebec and Texas. I want them both to secede and join each other and form a country named Quebexis.
Why those two? Why Texas?
Because they both want to
Quebec?
secede. Texas is this big thing that wants to secede from the United States, and Quebec is this thing that wants to secede from Canada.